Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast. The
Yes,
podcast
yes.
Manchester United. Ivorian, what are you telling me, fam? You good?
Kept me in high spirits after a good week, good season for Manchester United. A good week last week. Back to back wins, flawless. You know what I'm saying? 6 points out of six. Beating those scumbags. Chelsea get battered everywhere they go, as the chance was ringing up at Old Trafford, and of course that finish on Sun. Oh, was it Saturday? Last game of the season.
Sunday.
Sunday, sorry, last game
Yeah,
of the season.
against Fulham. Yeah,
Against Fulham, a good comeback as well. You know what I mean?
true.
We're top third, finishing third won a competition. We got one more to go. I would say it's a better season than any other team apart from Arsenal.
Yeah,
You
man,
know.
100%. We gonna get into all that, but one thing I have to salute as well. Salute to you with the fresh trim, fam. You know what I'm saying? Your barber went all out at that lineup, the beard. I'm like, I've already looking fresh in that. You know
Do
what
you
I'm
know what's
saying?
so
In the
funny?
aqua top. I
I
see you,
haven't even
fam.
been to my barbers. I shaved up myself. I'm due to go to the barbers because I
Nah, fam, you
couldn't
need to
wait.
carry and do it yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that lineup is fresh, fam. You know what I'm saying? I've already out here in the aqua shirt. You love to see it, man. You know what I'm saying? Love to see it, fam. You feel me?
Oh, love
Love to
that.
see it. Love to see it. But yes, people, this is the ManDem United podcast, which is the Manchester United show on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related. Please make sure you do that. Hit the like button on the video as well, whether you're watching this live right now or watching this back. Please make sure you share this across all of the socials as well. And on top of those two things, make sure you subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell, people, as well. Subscribe to Ivorian's channel, Red United TV. I am going to add that to the title as well. Plenty to discuss, as always, with Manchester United. We actually have an FA Cup final next weekend, but there's so much going on with Manchester United. That's an afterthought. We got the Mason Mount news. We've got the Declan Rice news, rumors, should I say, the Harry Kane rumors. I woke up today and seen Diego Costa, the goalkeeper. I've seen rumors of him. The ownership's gone all quiet, which I think is a good thing. I think I do actually class that as a good thing. Third place finish, like Ivorian mentioned, and the FA Cup final, which I just mentioned as well. But big up to everyone in the chat. I see you lot, man. Large up Stephanie G. Big up Dortmund David. Chelsea Shaw says, if I was Man United, I would have got Felix over Mount. Is anybody over Mount? But do I want Felix? No, but we will get back to that. Here's the man himself, Mr. Red United TV, Ivorian. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Big up to Warrior J as well. Yeah, man, let's bump up them likes, people. She says, big up Ivorian, subbed, incoming, love your content, enjoy your imminent holiday. Oh, you off on holiday? Where you off to, family?
Man's off to Greece from Friday, bro. I'm jetting off for a week, bro. You know what's so.
You told me that like I don't know. We discussed this. My bad, I forgot.
And you know what? Yeah, I booked this thinking that the season for Manchester United would be done 3 or 4 months ago, and I didn't know that. I booked it on the day that we are going to play Man City in the FA Cup.
Oh, you booked it on the day.
Yeah. I'm flying out. I'll be watching it over there, so there's no watch along, no match reaction, no content whatsoever. But of course, I will be watching it on holiday. Hopefully, we can win flawless, because you don't want to be miserable.
Facts. We
after
can
that
win.
game.
Don't get mistaken. We will discuss it. It's an uphill battle against Manchester City, but can we win the game? Yes. Is it highly likely? No. Do I say, am I confident? Yes. Am I extremely confident? Absolutely not. No. But like I said, you lot continue to get your questions in. But
Exactly
we will start with the title Mason Mount to Manchester United rumors gain pace. So yesterday, obviously, this is just all reports, all rumors, people, that links. I mean, the talks have intensified with Mason Mount. So Ivorian, your thoughts on Mason Mount to Manchester United?
First, I want people to acknowledge my face when I heard that news, man. Because to hear a news like that's got me looking at Ten Hag funny, side eyes and things, flawless, I'll be very honest with you. When I first heard this news, I thought it was a joke. I was like, no, you got to be kidding me. Like, you really got to be kidding. Mason Mount. We've all sat here for the whole season complaining about Bruno Fernandes, how he doesn't do this, X, Y, and Z, and you want to stress us out even more by linking us to Mason Mount. That's another Bruno! Flawless, that's another Bruno. We don't need two Brunos. The Bruno that we have is better than the Bruno that we don't know, which is like Chelsea. Mason Mount, let's be real. Good player, good talent as well. But is he the right choice for Manchester United in the way Manchester United want to go forward? In terms of the style, philosophy, does he have the right characteristics? In my opinion, I would say no. You know, I've seen Mason Mount play for Chelsea, and he hasn't been of his best form this season, maybe due to political issues because he doesn't
Ain't no
want to sign a new
political issues,
contract.
fam. It's
But
none
we
of
haven't
that.
seen Mason Mount.
Let's cut it out. It's not no political issues. It's because
dismissing
he's not good enough. Like, don't give me. I'm not hearing no Mount this about that when Mount don't start for Chelsea. Mount, everybody fully fit. If he stays, let's say hypothetically he stays at Chelsea, he don't start. Shout out to Alex, Chelsea Fan TV. That those that don't know, we discussed this on my fan camp, and I understand why Alex was saying what he was saying. But when we went through, I was like, Mount don't start for you, lot. You know how you know Mount's rubbish? Because they give you all rubbish is too far, but not good enough. You know how you know Mount's not good enough? Is because when people start naming the positives, it's never anything football related. He's versatile.
Oh, he's a good guy.
He's a good guy. He's a hard worker. He fills the new one. This is the latest one I've heard. He hits the English quarter. That's
shit.
I'm like, yo, is he the token black man at the workplace? Is that what that is? That's where he is. Where we just using you to tick a box. Like, but when we talk about, say, a Harry Kane, for instance, or a Declan Rice, nobody mentions the quota. Nobody mentions the quota when it comes to those two whatsoever, because they're actually quality players. Even though I want better than those two, and I think there's better options, I see the idea behind those two. But Mason Mount, like I say, he's versatile. He works out. He don't start for Chelsea, who finished 12th. Everybody fit. He does not start for Chelsea. And if someone in the chat, let me know who he starts over. Let me know who he starts over. Please let me know. Because they're linked with Agate, they got Enzo. So let's say Agate goes, that's the double pivot sorted. They have Nkunku coming in, so that's the number 10. They've been linked with Osherman. So let's say they get Osherman or number 9. And then he's not a wide player. So unless this guy's playing right back or left back, where's he playing? Somebody please let me know in the chat. So this is why I don't want him at my football club, because he's not good enough. Even if he is an improvement on Bruno, which is a whole, that's just mid versus mid. So I don't care about all that. My point is he's not good enough. People say, oh, he improves your midfield. Insert half decent midfielder here improves our midfield. That's not a flex. Saying he's better than Fred or he's better than Bruno is not a flex. That's not a good thing. Get me a midfielder who's better than Casemiro. Now we talking. Get me someone the level of Casemiro, or someone say, right, he's better than Casemiro, you know. Whether that's a 6 next to Casemiro or whether that's an attacking midfielder. That's the level. That's what I'm talking about. It's absolutely outrageous. Outrageous. But yeah, go on, carry on.
But yeah, as I was saying, when I first heard the news, guys, I was upset because, of course, we looked at the profiles that we've been linked to in terms of last season, in terms of Frankie de Jong. From Frankie de Jong, then we had Casemiro, and then we have this Mason Mount, who's technically right now not playing for Chelsea, not starting, can't get a game at all. And why are we linked with him? And this is a question that I would like to ask Eric Ten Hag, because I want to know if it's one of those midfielders we're going to sign plus many more midfielders, then I'm okay with that. But if you're telling me if it's a Mason Mount and no other midfielders coming in this summer, despite getting rid of, let's say, for example, McTominay and Fred, and you bring in Mount and keep Van der Beek and keep Christian Eriksen and Casemiro and Bruno, it's not good enough, and I would not be happy about it. I would accept it as a considerations of like, let's say
that's a consolation prize, you know.
Consolation prize. Yeah, a consolation prize after we sign our main midfield target. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? Yeah, it's a consolation prize. Maybe it helps improves in terms of squad depth, you know, in terms of second or third options. In the midfield that we play with the double pivot, or we're going to go with the 3 for next season, playing 4-3-3. Let's see. But in my opinion, Flawless, yeah, I am not interested. I'm not entertaining this. You know what? I refuse to believe this transfer links. You know, sometimes I wake up and I hope it's not true. No, let's be real. Because when we all saw that, a lot of Manchester United fans are probably feeling the same way you feel and I feel, because there's no one's accepting this. Mason Mount out of everyone else, like out of Frankie de Jong, out of anyone but Mason Mount, like I would, because again, we would accept a Maddison, you know, any time of the day as squad depth, you know, that makes sense. But Mason Mount, what does he offer? What are his qualities, you know? Is it because he works hard?
Yes, running around, works hard, closes down, versatile. That's what
versatile.
I'm not even, you know what? I'm not even happy with him as a squad player. Because for that price, you can go and put that money towards an actual first team. Or if you want an actual squad player, play squad player money. I'm not paying. They're talking 55 million or upwards. Not good enough.
Yeah, I'm not down for that. Listen,
yeah,
the guy that's got 1 year left on his contract, who refuses to sign a contract, needs to be gone under 50 million. If Manchester United don't want to be taking the piss out of, because we've got a lot of areas to invest that money in, depending on how much money we can make from player sales and how much money in terms of a budget for this season. So we've got a lot of areas to spend on, and it's spending the majority of that chunk on Mason Mount, who's not a first team player for Chelsea at this present moment, is not a good buy. And I'll be totally against it, and I won't be happy. And like I said before, Flawless, I will look at Eric Ten Hag funny. I do trust my manager, but I will look at him funny and want him to explain to me, you know, with a press conference of why he selected Mason Mount as a potential Manchester United player and how he fits the squad. What's his characteristics, you know, in terms of our philosophy? Does he match anything? Let's see. Because I want to know, because there is no reason for Manchester United for going to Mason Mount unless it's for, as I said, meet the homegrown player requirement of 8 homegrown players trained in the nation. If it's that, but I don't see it as a problem, because Manchester United have never had that problem. You leave that to clubs like Manchester City and Chelsea, who struggle to have enough English players in their squad. But when it comes to Manchester United, we have enough homegrown players in our team. We recruit from, we include our academy players in our squad. So
we do.
That is not the reason why. It cannot be English. He cannot be the token. You know, he cannot be the token. No way. I will not be accepting that. No, he's not the token black man for English players.
Obviously, token black man. And when I say that, for those that don't know what that means, that's basically just to tick a quota. Like a token black man is like where, I don't know, somebody white has like some racial allegations against him, and they'll just pull out the black guy next to them in the press conference or whatever. That's where the phrase token black man. So I know Mason Mount is not black people. I'm just using that as like he's there to tick a box, tick a quota. That's what it is. It's not what it is.
Exactly. Just like the way we have Benny McCarthy in our coaching team. Yeah,
he's actually helped though. Give Mason.
I know. Big up to him. Big up to him, bro. Big up to Benny McCarthy.
Big up Benny McCarthy, man. Large up everyone that's tapped in. Now over 35 of you lot in the building. Let's bump up the likes though, man. Likes is way too low. How are we only at 11 likes? Let's get up to 20 likes expeditiously. No, scrap that. Let's get up to 30 likes. Like check 1212. Continue to get your questions in. Please keep them Manchester United related. Of course, if you super chat as well, we'll get straight to it also. And link for the membership is in the pinned comment as well. And big up to all the members who joined the members Q&A yesterday on the Twitch as well. I'm seeing who was on there. Matthew, I believe, is in here. He was on there. Yeah, I see Matthew. There was obviously a few of the other regulars as well. And to Ryan, who's asking me about Mount, let me just to clear this up. I see no positive to Mason Mount whatsoever. I don't know how much more clearer I need to make this. So you don't need to ask me again. I see 0 positives to this deal. 0. There's no positives to this deal. Like other deals, like I said, a Declan Rice, for instance, who I'm not a big fan of, I can understand. Harry Kane, the same. Like, I understand those 2 transfers, for example. More often than not, I can see the positives and the bright side to most things, whether that's Manchester United signing a player, whether that's a player getting a new deal. Cool, more often than not. But this is one of the 1% where I'm like, no, I'm just totally against this. Totally against this.
Do you know what, Flores? I think Ten Hag has looked at Mason Mount from last season, where he got 13 goals and 16 assists in 15 free appearances, but this season he's been dire. 3 goals and 6 assists.
Because he's not good enough. That's why Chelsea don't want to pay him the money. If he was that good, why do Chelsea not want to keep him? Why is half their fan base so adamant and being like, yes, get him out? Why did Lewis raid here yesterday and people will celebrate him potentially coming to Manchester United? This ain't confirmed, people. This ain't confirmed. Yes, the links are strong and they're from credible sources, but he's just not that good.
Yeah, I've seen Prime, I've seen Lewis, basically not shed a light on Mason Mount. No. In general, throughout the last 2 seasons, I've seen Prime bash Mason Mount. I've seen Carefree Lewis bash Mason Mount because he's just not good. Sorry, am I back?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
Yeah, I said I've witnessed Chelsea fans, I've witnessed YouTubers like Prime and I've got Carefree Lewis as well saying exactly so, that they're not good and he's not good enough, how he gives the ball away, etc. The same amount of moaning and complaining and whining that we do here about Bruno Fernandes is the same thing that you hear about Mason Mount. And again, if they're raiding us, laughing at us because they got rid of a bad thing and they're happy, you know, when you get rid of a virus and something like that, or you break up with the toxic girlfriend and you're happy to give it to next man, Yeah, you take that, bro. You want
been there. Yeah.
bro? I don't even care if she's cheating on me. Have her.
Yeah.
That's exactly what the situation is.
Girl.
Yeah, you can have her, bro.
I'm with
you.
Ed says if Mount can get back to looking like the Mount of 2 years ago, I'm happy for him to be back up to Eriksen, Bruno. Otherwise, past. I'm not with that. There's so much better options. So we have to hope. We have to get him and hope he's the player he was of 2 years ago. All right, what if he? And even the player he was of 2 years ago wasn't nothing special.
Yeah,
he was a very good player. That was it. That Mount of 2 years ago when Chelsea went on that run was nothing special. Let's not acting like he was Casemiro levels. No, he was not. He was a very good player. He was a good player performing at a very good level. He was performing above his level. Let's not do this. Let's not do this and act like he was incredible. Because Chelsea's success was built on their defense. That's why. Go look back at their I think they conceded 2 goals in their entire Champions League campaign. It was built off the back of Mendy and Thiago Silva and Rudiger and Andreas Christensen and Kante and Jorginho. Their attack was their worst part of their team. Mount, Havertz, Werner. That's what that was. So let's not rewrite history, people, because we all watched that. Oh, if he was Mount of it, no. It's just that the levels, the standard for Mount is completely low. So that when he plays very good, it's going to seem world class. He wasn't performing at a world class level. He wasn't performing at a top class level. He was playing very well. But you know what? Very good is not good enough for Manchester United. Because if we had a load of players who'd be very good, guess what? We'd be in 4th place and win nothing. You need players who are above very good. Let me ask you a question, Ivorian. Would you say that Casemiro is above the level of very good?
Way above the level of very good. That's a world-class defensive. The best DM in the world.
Would you say Martinez is the level that's above very good?
Absolutely. He's one of the best defenders in the Premier League.
Exactly. Would you say Varane is of the levels that are above very good?
Mr. 4-time Champions League World Cup winner, one of the best defenders in the Premier League.
Okay, and they're the 3 players that we are most happy with and want our whole squad to be a part of.
So we know the standards.
Yes, so that's the standards. Casemiro, Varane, Martinez are the standards. Give Rashford his credit as well, because I think he's been very, very good this season, but he still has levels to go. So that's when people are like, oh, why don't you want Mount? Because that's the level I'm talking about. I'm not saying get me a Casemiro, but get me someone who's close. Like a De Jong, for example, is someone who is close. I'm not saying get De Jong, but I'm saying someone of that level. If we're gonna get another midfielder, go get another quality midfielder. Mason Mount. These very good guys. At his very best, he's very good. Not good enough. At his hear what I'm saying, people, loud and clear. At his very best, he is very good. He's not top class. He's not world class. He don't move no needle. Let's cut the shit. What we doing? Let's cut the shit. Man, are jokers, trying to sell me freaking Mason Mount.
I know. This time we don't even have our owners, bro. How are we talking to players? Where the money at? We know we got money, in terms of they've got something aside, regardless of whether the bid goes through or successful. But from what we know, it's not a lot. So where are we getting all this money for being linked with Declan Rice, which is probably 100 million, according to West Ham, quoting him for 160. You've got Harry Kane, who's going to go for more than 100 million. And you've got this Mason Mount guy that's under about 80 million they're asking for. Where's all the money coming from, bro? What are you trying to tell us?
That's a very, very valid point. Big up to Jez as well. And he says, to be fair, Martinez didn't come in with the reputation of being an above very good centre-back. He proved that United this year. Well, go get me unknown then. I'd take unproven and unknown over what I know. What I do know is Mason Mount's not good enough because I've watched him often enough. I've watched him for Chelsea. He don't start for Chelsea now and they're in 12th. What are we doing? So I don't want him at my football club. No, I'm not being sold on this whatsoever. He's not good enough. And we all know this. So I don't want to hear anybody trying to sell me. I'm shutting it down. No, what I'm saying, he's very good at the best. Get me unproven. I'm saying that. You don't even have to go get me a name. Go get me someone unknown. If you're going to spend 55 M's, go get it from someone from the Dutch League or Serie A or League On or wherever. Go get me someone from South America. I don't care. Go Africa. You know what I'm saying? Go Caribbean, whatever. Go get to me unknown, unproven. Don't get me what I know, because I know he is not good enough. Because we've all watched him year in, year out. This man is not world class. This man is not top class. And he's not even young. People saying he's young. Is he not 24? It's not young.
Let me check him.
I think he's 24. It's not young. Not what we do.
He's 24.
Yeah, exactly. And when's he 25?
January the 10th.
Okay, so he's 24 going on 25. So if we cut this young stuff as well, because he's not young.
And you even look at Mount, look at the England squad. He has been undertoned, just underperforming. Like, can you tell me for England, like, does he stand out or did he do anything spectacular for England? You look at England's performance as well; it's been bang average.
Nope.
That just tells me a lot. If he's bang average for his club and he's bang average for his national team, there's nothing for Manchester United to entertain or be interested in. That's why I really want to go into the mind of Erik ten Hag, because he's a meticulous man. He's a genius. He's smart, and so he's got so much going through that brain process of him. And I want to know what it means. He can, and I know he's probably the only guy that can explain it to me why he wants Mason Mount using football terms. Compared to our previous scumbag manager that couldn't give us any footballing knowledge at all, or football terms or relation to football in his decision making. It's just that, they just gotta go out there and express themselves and enjoy themselves. You know, football's easy. You know, it's about who wants it more and all that kind of stuff. You know, shit like that. But I know Erik ten Hag will tell me why he wants Mason Mount. You know, maybe like you said before, he works hard, he runs into the channels.
It's off the ball.
You know,
his versatility,
off the ball
movement, off the ball,
and
hard working and all that crap. Right, well done in it. Like whatever. I don't get mistaken.
I needed to hear from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, Ten Hag's still my guy, but I can question decisions. Yes, I don't back anybody blindly, especially at my football club. Never back anybody blindly here. I've questioned Sir Alex Ferguson, who's the GOAT to me and a much better manager than Ten Hag, and I questioned his decision. So of course, if Ten Hag does something, I'm going to say, yeah, I don't agree with that. And this one, I'm just totally against. I'm really not with it whatsoever. To 22 Chad, who says,
if the transfer happens, all we can do is just be like, yeah, he's on our player. We have to back him.
You're going to live and die by your decisions. And don't get me wrong. I want to be wrong about this. I want to be wrong about this. But this is Ronaldo all over again. This is Cristiano Ronaldo all over again. A player I said I didn't want before we signed him. When he signed him, I wasn't excited. Even when he was in good form, quote unquote, and was scoring goals, I was like, look how the team, and we had our worst ever season with him. Now, that's not all on him, but he plays his part in that. And you played the vast majority of the games, so you receive the vast majority of the criticism alongside others as well. Not good enough. I'm saying that Ronaldo of old, and this is the same with Mason Mount. Do I personally believe he improves our first 11? No. But even if he does, it's marginal. Don't bring me marginal improvements for 55 million. Don't bring me marginal improvements for 40 million. Spend the money well. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it is. And yeah, Ed, I know you never said he's world-class. That's the point I'm making, though, is why are we bringing in squad players? We have enough. Why are we not bringing in first teamers? Eriksen should be a squad player.
Yes.
I'm saying Manchester, like Eriksen, who I'm a fan of, who I think is a good player, should be a squad player. The only starting midfielder we currently have at our club is Casemiro. He's the only midfielder of the quality required to do what we need to do. And people can say, oh, why are you being so critical, flawless, blah, blah, blah. Because if we're going to compete and win major trophies, this is Casemiro and levels above is the levels your players have to be at. We have Casemiro, we have Varane, we have Martinez. They're the only players I look at and go, yes, you're of the quality required and needed. And even though we've had a good season, this team needs major, major, major improvement. Nah, Naz, I don't have to trust the manager with this. No, I don't. I don't have to trust the manager with this. Nah. I'm going to state my opinion on this. No, if I think something's off, no, I think there's miles better options than Mason Mount. We don't need to be signing squad players. We are a squad full of squad players. This is why we compete for top 4 and why the best trophies we can get are domestic cup trophies. That's why. This is why in 10 years, going on 11 years, we haven't competed for a Premier League or a Champions League because our squad is way, way, way off. Wait, what? This can't be true.
No. Don't stress me out, YGJS, bro. You know, I know he's a Spurs fan, but he's just hurting me, bro. I don't want to hear stuff like that.
So United have been made aware of the fee and salary needed to sign Christian Pulisic should they decide to. All right, so I'm not even going to wild out about that because he said should they decide to. Should they decide to.
Okay, cool.
Like like there's no offer been made or anything. But the fact where would Pulisic even play for us? That makes no sense. Last thing we need is a left winger.
Wing and 10.
He's a winger.
Yeah, winger and 10. He can play in those 3 positions across the line, innit?
Yeah.
Well, yeah. We don't need that. We don't need injury-prone players. That's the last thing we need is injury-prone players. We've lived with what? We've lived for the last couple of seasons. We lived with Cavani's injury record. We lived with Van der Beek not being available. McTominay, who hardly plays, somehow is always injured. Do you get what I'm saying? And you've, of course, Martial. You look at that, Sabitza's coming and he's been injury-prone as well. He's been getting injured a couple of times. We've lived with so much injuries, man. It's time. Look, listen. We've had people fighting for the physio bench with Phil Jones for the last 3 to 4 years. Like,
Yeah.
you get me? No, it's true though. No, they have. Like Phil Jones said, that's my physio bench, bro. What are you doing, fam? I got married on that physio bench. That physio bench knows exactly who I am. You get me? Man. No, but it's true though. You know, it's the truth though. Like, get me out here scrapping over the physio bench with Phil Jones for the last 4 or 5 years. We don't need none of that no more, man. We do not need injury-prone players at all, man. We need players who are fit all the time, available. For example, I'll give you an example. It's funny that I say this. Maguire, for example, always ready, always available, but just never gets selected to start. Bruno Fernandes, we need that fitness level. You know, that's one thing I got to give it to Bruno. The guy is fit. Regardless, he's always available.
Yeah, he stays available. Yeah, his availability, his quality. Yeah. I'd always give him credit for that. 110%. I never doubt his availability. And Matthew said it. He did say this on the members Q&A yesterday. Like I said last night, we are giving them money for players they don't want, and then they upgrade. Yeah, that's why I don't get this either.
Yeah.
I don't get this. I don't get this even. Now, if this was Reece James, even a Thiago Silva at his age, I'd be like, I hate it. I understand it. If it was one of those two, I would get it. Other than that, no, I don't. I'm just not with it whatsoever. And yeah, Pulisic again makes no sense. Like how true that is, I don't know. Obviously, Mark Ogden has tweeted it and is saying, should we decide to? But why are we looking at him?
We should never decide to.
Why are we looking at him? I don't get it. I'm lost. I'm lost. I really don't get it. Stephanie G says, big up to Stephanie, says, guys, I still think Ten Hag has plans for Donny as a rotation for Eriksen and or Bruno. Thoughts, please. Now, I think Donny's on his way out. I think he'll move him on. I could be wrong, but I can see Donny being sold and a replacement coming in, whether that's a Mount or somebody else. That's just me, though. That's just me. But if Donny was to stay, am I totally against it? No, I'm not totally against it. I need to see much more from him, though. I'm not seeing enough. What are you saying, fam?
You know my feelings on Donny van der Beek, man. DVD. It's about time for him to move on because it's been 4 seasons and it has not worked out. It gives you again those Pogba vibes where it just never worked out.
Injuries type thing.
Yeah, there's always those injuries and etc. Not performing as well when he comes on. You know, we've seen enough to just let us know that it's not going to happen. Even at Everton, when he got that loan, it just never got going with him. So I think it's about time he has a fresh start in another country. Maybe go back to Ajax, as majority of all Ajax players do, and then leave, and then they end up going back. Go back, start new chapter, you know. But if Ten Hag was to keep him, you know, what can we say? Like, he's a good player at the end of the day. Maybe next season he'll probably be able to prove himself, as long as he doesn't get injured and he stays fit. And when he does come on, he performs. Because again, Van der Beek is always missing in games, regardless of whether he's match fit or not. He's always gone missing from the moment we've noticed and the moment he's come here and been thrown into games. So yeah, man. But overall, we want him to move on because it's about time, Flawless. We need to be ruthless, you know.
We do need to be ruthless. Before I get to the super chat, big up HKN as well. Let's bump up the likes. Over 60 of you lot in the building. Big up over 60. But we're only at 27 likes. Like check 1212. Let's get up to 40 likes, people. Let's get up to 40 likes. And subscribers, we're at 6,514. We're looking for one new subscriber. Get us to 6,550. And I know there's at least one person who has not subscribed. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell because you're clearly enjoying the content and continue to get your questions in. I am starring the best questions. Please just keep them Manchester United related. And of course, if you super chat, I'll get straight to them as well. And we have just hit the subscriber mark, 6,515. So salute to you lot. Let's go to 6,520 now. We're looking for 5 new subscribers. Looking for 5 new subscribers. Get us to 6,520, please. HKN, big up for the super chat, my guy. Much appreciated. Who says, Ten Hag out. If Mount comes on, I'm not here for the rubbish. I hear you. I wouldn't go as far as Ten Hag out, but I understand HKN, and we don't always agree, but I do respect your honesty. I understand your frustration. I get it. It's that type of signing that just deflates everything. It deflates me. Because I really, again, I keep saying this. I see zero benefit to this. Even if it goes well and he's at his very best, he improves us marginally. Hear what I'm saying, people? Mount at his very, very best, which I think is just a very good player. Him performing above his level, because I think he's a good player at best, but him performing above his level is very good. It improves us marginally. Marginal. Not good enough. But yeah, man, I'm not here for the rubbish. I said if we sign Mount, I'm signing out for the season. I've said this. You man ain't serious. I'm logging out for the season. Because it shows me, all right, we ain't serious. We trying to chase down Manchester City. We trying to be a juggernaut in Europe, and we signing Mason Mount. Man ain't on no real thing. But yeah, go on, fam.
Like I said, Flawless, I'll only accept this Mason Mount signing if we plan to sign other midfielders that improves our starting 11. If it's just one of those last signings after we sign our top 2 targets in midfield, and then said, you know what, let's just add Mount for the squad depth, then yeah, we'll be okay with that. But we don't want to be hearing it at the start of the transfer window when it's about to start at the end of the season. Right now, it's just underwhelming. It's underwhelming. And like, yo, like, we've been linked to some very good players in terms of midfielders, like the Frankie de Jong, and not long ago King Min-jae. You know, we've been linked to top quality players, and then you throw in a Mason Mount, and you're just feeling deflated. And like, really, like, he don't play. We need more than that. We need someone that can come in and replace, for example, Christian Eriksen straight from the starting lineup. We need someone that can come in and replace Bruno at start, you know, or give him competition if you don't want to replace Bruno, but someone to compete with Bruno. So for Bruno to get his shit together in the 90 minutes and start performing throughout the whole 90 minutes. Imagine that if Bruno had real genuine competition, you know, because Van der Beek has never been a competition. Christian Eriksen plays in this position, but he's been played in a new role. You know, who is competing with Bruno? Because Casemiro and Eriksen, they have their competition, but they're not really competition. But you know what I mean? They have their competition, people that can come into their position. But if Bruno had someone that can come into his position and say, you know what, this guy's really good, and to step up my game, I need to perform for 90 minutes solid, not 1 minute there, 2 minutes there, 3 minutes there. So that's what I think, man. If that happens to be Mason Mount, I don't think Bruno will improve his game. I just think he's just going to be like, you know what, it's Mason Mount. And you know, it's like when David De Gea looks like Jack Butland. Jack Butland, I can make mistakes every week. It's the truth.
I hear you, man. I hear you. If I was Man United, I would have got Felix over Mount, says Chelsea. True. And that ties into this question in regards to, because reports have come out saying that Felix won't be heading back to Chelsea. Jed says, I know Flawless is answer to it, but Ivorian, would you take Felix since he's back to our flag? Here's the thing is, João Felix, and before you answer, João Felix, to me, it's the loan deal, as much as I'm critical of him, if like we paid none of his wages and it was a loan deal, I would take that. It's the wages and the transfer fee. I'm not paying no money for João Felix. If he was completely free, and when I say completely free, I'm talking about the loan deal. So Atletico Madrid play 100% of his wages. There's no transfer fee. I mean, there's no fee in regards to a loan fee. And we don't have to buy him at at the end of the season. I'll take it. Obviously, that deal won't happen, but I'm just putting that out there. But yeah, go on.
First of all, free João Felix, because this guy's been playing fossil football, part of the bus football, ever since he's been to Atletico Madrid, and then ended up going at Chelsea thinking he'll play attacking football. But all of a sudden, he's been playing for a team that's just been getting packed left, right, in center. And listen, this guy is an incredible talent. You know, you see the way he just scores his goals. You saw the goal he scored against us as well. Effortlessly, you know, very good goal, you know, and the goal.
I had a great view of it. I was like, that's a good goal. It's a banging goal.
It's a banging goal, and his talent alone, he's got a high ceiling. He's technically great as well. His position awareness is good. He can play in a number 10 position. He can play as a number 9 as well, or false 9. He can play on the left, and he can also play on the right. You know, so he'll be a very good addition to Manchester United. In fact, he'll probably do a better job than Bruno Fernandes would do for us in playing a number 10 position, because he's a very good playmaker. He's just been unfortunate that he's been playing for a team that doesn't, you know, show his qualities in terms of going forward, because he's an attacking player. And it will be a great acquisition for Manchester United. The fee is a lot, which I won't agree with. Another loan deal with probably an option to buy nothing mandatory at a lower fee. And we're hoping that his contract at Atletico Madrid, or Atleti as they call it, isn't until like probably, let's say 2025 or 2024, which probably would command a higher fee, but it's probably ending in the next 2 seasons, where we can get a bargain for it if he was to go and sign him permanently. I'm not against the signing of, if we was to look at João Felix, because we all know he's a baller and he can offer a lot to our team and score goals especially. And as well, one thing that people don't know is João Felix is very good in the air. You know, he's very good in the air as well. He's quite strong in the air, and he scores some goals. I think he packed us in last season, right? in the knockout stage of the Champions League, right, against Atleti, right? Yeah, I remember him. He scored a header against us. That was him. I've never forgotten.
Oh, did he
that
score in the
game.
home leg?
Yeah,
He scored in the home leg.
home or away leg, whichever leg he scored against us. But I remember a header.
Yeah, he wasn't good in that game. But like I said, on a loan with where we pay, basically, I'm saying paying no money. Yes, I would take João Felix. I'm not paying no transfer fee for him in terms of a loan fee. Well, yeah, transfer fee, loan fee, same deal.
No,
And I'm not paying any of his wages. Just a straight loan where they pay 100% of his wages.
But you have to pay. You have to pay some certain fee if you're not paying his wages. You gotta give them something. No, nothing comes for free.
Yeah,
but it's
business.
Loan
deals happen all the time. No. Loan deals
without
happen
paying
the
wages, without paying any fee towards
you keep an unhappy player you don't want, then in it, because there's a reason Chelsea don't want him. Same Mason Mount thing. There's a reason Poch looked at him and went, you know what? Nah. And he's a much better player than Mason Mount. Don't get it mistaken. But this is the point I'm making. All these players that we rate and hype up, but some people not all, whether it's a Mason Mount, whether it's how come people don't want him? How come it's not like Atletico Madrid, I have plenty of attacking quality. So how come they don't want him? It's not like Chelsea have plenty of attacking quality. My point is, so if he was if he was that good, they pay the money. If that was Mbappe, would they pay him the money? Absolutely. Yeah, because he's of quality. This is my point. Yeah, KLFC, Felix is mad overrated. And these are the questions I had about him in regards to when we was linked with him in January. And I rate João Felix. I think he's a good player, but that's it.
But he hasn't reached, with João Felix, of course, he hasn't reached his potential since joining Atletico Madrid, man. That football is dog shit at the end of the day, and it will never get the best quality out of you. A big up to HKN Music as well. He's just sent another super chat. Yo, Flawless, take the role.
Yeah, he says, João Felix always scores against United, headed over Maguire to knock us out. Poch wants to keep Mason Mount. Why he doesn't want Felix? I can't even remember him scoring. Did he score against us? It was the first leg though.
Who was
João Felix?
Yeah, he scored a header, bro. He scored a header.
Is that when Elanga scored? Did Elanga score the equalizer?
I think Elanga scored the equalizer. Yeah, okay, he scored the first goal. Elanga equalized.
Poch wants to keep Mason Mount. Why he don't want Felix? Because Jez mentioned it before. One thing that Poch wants is off the ball. It's off the ball stuff. That's why he would keep him. Do I believe Poch starts Mason Mount? No. I don't think he starts. 2, do I think if Poch is at Chelsea and Mason Mount is elsewhere, he go and sign me Mason Mount? No, I think he's dealing with what he has. And when you look at Chelsea's team, in particular in attacking areas, it's not good. It's not like Chelsea have an an array of attacking talent, and you're like, what to pick from? Their attack is washed. Let's call a spade a spade. Their attack is washed. And Kunku's going in there. He is unproven, so you give him a blind. Yes, you have Sterling, but he's been poor there. Lukaku coming back, who's terrible. Say they sign Osimhen, all right, cool. But then you got Pulisic, Ziyech, Havertz, Gallagher. Their attack is washed. Their attack is washed. And
especially Gallagher.
Poch went, nah, I don't want João Felix. That's an eye-opener. You know what I'm saying? That is an eye-opener. But yeah, big up HKN. And he says, that's why I want Caicedo next to Casemiro. I'm with that. I just like Caicedo for the profile. If we're going to go spend 55M, 60Ms, add 50 million to that or whatever, or 20 million and just go get Caicedo from Brighton. Because he fits profile. If we're going to do this pace and power athletic thing, go and get the very best in that. In terms of profile. And Caicedo, to me, he fits the bill. I'd go and run the money. I'd go run them the money. Jez says a big issue is that Felix isn't a creator like Eriksen used to be. He's a good build-up player for sure. He plays better and he's a good build-up player for sure and doesn't have the PMP to play out wide on the left for his system, and then Nkunku occupies the 10 spot. Literally. Yeah. Like legit, that's where it's at. You lot continue to get your questions in. HKN, big up for the super chats as well. Anybody who super chats, I will get straight to it. And yeah, Matthew, you're right here. He says, big up to both of you. I don't like the way we are being linked with Chelsea rejects. First Mount, which is definitely I know, and now Pulisic. Agreed. 110%. I agree. And both asked his thoughts on trying to get Van der Sar to replace Arnold. Matthew said the same as Ed. Would you take Van der Sar as a director of football now that he's left Ajax? We'll go to you on that. What are you saying?
Listen, what kind of rhetorical question is that, bro? This is a hell yes, bro. A club legend, a real club legend, not that scrub that club icon. You know me, I can never... Flawless, I've got issues. Every Tuesday, I'm slandering this guy like randomly, just verbal diarrhea when it comes to him. Like anything to say anything about him, I just go for it. But I've got issues, bro. I've got a real agenda. But yes, as I was saying, Van der Sar, Absolutely, yes. The experience of running a club, and not just a bang average club, but one of the top clubs in European football, wildly renowned club as well, such as Ajax. Always in the Champions League, have to compete in their league, and as well, Ajax never. I don't think Ajax won the Dutch Eredivisie this season, so that proves to people that Erik ten Hag was good at his job. Yeah, but then again, back to Edwin van der Sar, someone who knows the club Manchester United itself and knows exactly what we need and exactly what it takes to make this club great again. Absolutely, someone with a degree
Manchester
in
United great
economy.
again.
Get me? Well, to Donald Trump. You get me? Make Manchester United great again. That's what we need right now. That's the campaign for us. You get me? But yes, definitely. Knows his job. He's competent enough, and he knows the right people around him to reach success, especially at managing a club or running a club. He's been there. He knows what he's doing. So that is exactly what we need. Someone of his caliber and someone of his knowledge as well. So he will be successful here. With the right backing, with the right people, especially not the Glazers and probably like the Qatar owners who did say, which is funny thing. Do you remember a couple of weeks ago, the Qatar was saying that they want someone who's familiar or a club legend to be involved in the club, right?
Yeah, true.
And why not be Edwin van der Sar? Because everyone else, I would question because they have no real experience. No club legends that we've had in the past don't have no real experience. You can't tell me you want Rio Ferdinand because he doesn't have experience in any of that field. Darren Fletcher, who we diss and all that kind of stuff, and asked him what does he do, what's his job, and he denied. He didn't even want to answer that question. Everyone saw that clip, and then of course, who else is there that apart from Nicky Butt, was head of youth development? To be fair, no one really came out of the youth development that I've noticed of. That just tells me that no legend of Manchester United, apart from the only person I can think of is David Beckham, because a lot of people will sign for Manchester United if David Beckham was director of football because of the name as well. And a lot of players have idolized David Beckham, and David Beckham will probably sell you a dream in an instant, bro. Yeah, it's true. It's David Beckham, fam. You get me? Yeah, it's a big name. Like, it's just like the way Zinedine Zidane's name hold weight in that Real Madrid team, in that Real Madrid club, and he told you to join Real Madrid. You're gonna do it. You're not gonna answer no questions asked. You're gonna do it. But if David Beckham comes to you and you're his idol, for example, or he tells you come and join our club, Manchester United, you're gonna go for it, man. But Van der Sar will be an excellent acquisition for Manchester United. And yeah, there's no one else I would say that can come out here and be a CEO and that knows the club rather than Edwin van der Sar. Your thoughts on that? Because to me,
I like it. It's a no-brainer one because, like you said, he's experienced. He's actually worked in this role before, and he's worked with Ten Hag as well, and he also knows Manchester United, so we'll have even more of an idea of what is needed for in the Premier League also. So it's a no-brainer to me. It's a no-brainer. Why did he leave? Let me know in the chat, unless Ivorian knows, or let me know in the chat why he left Ajax. What happened, people? Why did he leave his DOF position there? But yeah, we need a director of football. I would definitely get Van der Sar in 110%. Plus, he'll have, even like Ten Hag, he'll have knowledge of the Dutch league as well. He'll have knowledge of gems to go and get from there. So I'm fully with Van der Sar, without doubt. KLFC says here, seeing your link to Costa, what's your thoughts? I did mention this at the top of the
Goalkeeper.
show. I do not know a lot about him. I've not watched him outside of the World Cup. However, I'm just happy with being linked with a goalkeeper. I just like that. The fact we're linked with a goalkeeper, I'm happy about, because that means there may be something to it, and maybe that either De Gea is being replaced or there'll be pressure put on De Gea because we need a goalkeeper. So whether it's Costa, whether it's Onana, whether it's Mike Mignon or whoever else, I'm with it. And to Emery says, Van der Sar is the CEO, not a DOF.
No, I'm aware of that. We're aware of that.
CEO. Yeah,
he's
well,
CEO.
He's the CEO, DOF, whatever he is, CDM, you know what I'm saying, ABC.
At the end of the day, we can have a CEO because we have a CEO and we've got a director of football. So I'm just saying, imagine if Dave Beckham was your director of football and he comes to you and you got your CEO Edwin van der Sar.
Get him into the club. But yeah, beautiful. In regards to it, in regards to it, 110% to Costa. Yes, I just need a goalkeeper. That's what it is. Ajax booed Van der Sar off after the last home game and their first time missing Champions League since 08-09. He resigned. So why were they booing the CEO? Is it his fault?
No,
Why not being a manager? That's
yeah.
strange. All right, mate. I don't know what the information. It just seems strange from the outside looking in. But yeah, back to the Costa links. I'm just happy we linked with the goalkeeper. But I can't sit here and say, yeah, Costa, because I've not watched him outside of the World Cup. What are you saying, Ivorian?
Honestly, I'll be very honest with you. From seeing Diogo Costa for Portugal in the World Cup, it was okay. I wouldn't say he was impressive. The most I know of Diogo Costa is me playing Football Manager and buying him for Manchester United, and he's turning out great. He's one of the best keepers on Football Manager. So that's the most I know about Diogo Costa. I know the keepers that play here that we've been interested in Raya and the Leeds goalkeeper as well. They're good as well. We've seen the Brighton goalkeeper as well. Sanchez, even Luke still look decent. So we'll see what happens. Mike Mignon at AC Milan is a good goalkeeper, but I know nothing too much. Yep. Magic Mike, as they call him, apparently. You know, not like the film. No, guys, so don't get your minds out the gutter. Not like Magic Mike, the film, but he's got magic hands, saving, reflex, and everything is on point. Even look at Inter's goalkeeper as well.
Yeah,
Onana. Used to play for Ajax. Onana, good goalkeeper as well.
Was he under Ten Hag?
He was playing under Ten Hag. He was playing under Ten Hag as well. Ten Hag was there. So yeah, it might be an option. But this Costa guy, we hear about him, but I'll be very honest with you guys. I don't know much about him. I'd be lying to you.
And to KLFC, would you take David Raya from Brentford? Same difference is, to me, it's the same answer I had to the Costa. I've not watched Raya like that to be like, all right, go and get him. But I'm just happy to be linked to a goalkeeper. That's what it is. And one time I did see this as well. I did see this. Who says, I'm loving Ten Hag's interview, not holding back, he's saying we need signings and we have to spend money if we want to win the top trophies. He's not like, it's evident that we need signings. That's why I said if we do not get the correct signings this summer, I'm signing out. On top of that, it's not just Mason Mount if we sign. If we don't go in the window, my expectations are when I say I'm signing out, people, I'm still going to watch games. I'm still going to commentate on games and give my thoughts and views. I'm just lowering my expectations way down because I understand the club is not serious. So the fact that the club is not serious, I'm not going to be serious. I'm like, oh, you might want a joke thing. You might don't want to move like a serious club and don't really want to go and compete and try and win major trophies. All right. I'll just fully uninvest and be like, understand what we are. We're domestic cups and we're domestic cups and top 4. That's our ceiling. So I'm not going to get excited for that. But in the slightest, I'll be like, all right, cool. What are you saying about this about what Ten Hag said?
I haven't read it in full because I'm waiting for myself to have a nice evening, open up the article itself, and make myself a nice cup of tea, you get me, in it, and just drink and watch that and read the whole article. But from what I'm getting, bro, I love Ten Hag. You know, he's speaking like the fans as well, saying from the interview, from the snippets that I've read and etc. He spoke about how the club needs signings to take us to the next level. And he basically was saying stuff like, he didn't really say it, but it was basically bashing the Glazers, saying that they never supported him, especially when it came to January transfer window.
Wait, who said this?
No, he never really said it, but if you read between the lines, and for guys who love your literature, Ten Hag in his interview.
Right, okay, go on, carry on.
He basically just spoke about how he wasn't backed during the January transfer window, how we had a good summer. However, in the key moments, especially in January, he wasn't really backed. We couldn't sign the players that he wanted. Basically having a dig at the Glazers as well, because he's not hiding anything. Big up to Ten Hag. He's not holding back, just like what one done MUFC was saying when he spoke about, oh God, let me just be quick. When he spoke about David De Gea, he spoke about David De Gea. Yes, I'm happy for him to renew his contract, but doesn't mean that he'll be number one. Harry Maguire will be happy for him to stay, but he knows it himself that he would have to make a decision. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, big up to HKN Music again with another one. We have to address that. And who's this person as well?
Yeah, serious. I'm just blocking people. That's what it is, because people are some stupidness. You know what I'm saying? Fake accounts. People got too much time on their hands and all that. So that's what I was doing. So I actually clicked on the super chat by accident, even though I was going to get to it because I was blocking and it popped up. HKN, large up for the super chat every single time, man. Much appreciated. He said Costa would be our best passer of the ball. Him and Martinez instantly. His passing will make Bruno look like nothing. Pinpoint accuracy, passing from his line. So HKN's convinced. Like I said, with Costa, I've not watched him like that. So I can't really say. I've heard his passing is really good, though. I've heard his passing is exceptional. We need a goalkeeper. Whether we sign a goalkeeper, I don't know. I'm not sat here saying we will. I'm just saying I like the links. I like not even the links. I like the rumors. Whether the rumor's true or not, I like the fact that that rumor's out there because we need a new goalkeeper. 110%. Without doubt. But we'll see. But I like the fact Ten Hag's talking publicly. Yeah, we need players. Even though we knew this anyway. And we all knew that. He knew that. But the fact that he said it publicly, I'm like, all right, maybe he is trying to put some pressure. But you mentioned it. The ownership's gone really, really quiet. Ownership's gone really, really quiet. So yeah, man, big up for the super chat HK, and then I love how you just threw Bruno under the bus in the super chat. That's brilliant for no reason. Man caught straight for no reason whatsoever. No reason.
It happens, you know. Look at me with me and Ollie, bruv. I just randomly just verbal diarrhea, bruv. Just happens. I spaz out.
It's all mad. Kofi says if we sign a goalkeeper, it's gonna be upwards of 70 plus Portuguese clubs finesse us, man. It depends. They don't necessarily have to be from a goalkeeper from Portugal, though. That's what it is. They don't have to be from the Portuguese league. I'm just saying, just go get me a goalkeeper. Don't have to be a major European league, to be honest. Yeah, we all dislike Ollie. 100%.
I know.
We do. Elias says Costa is 75 million should be paid out because he does have a release clause. I don't know. I don't know if he's worth that. Like I said, I've not watched him to say whether he's like that or not. Yeah, go on, fam.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. The same thing. 75 million is a lot. And guess what, Flawless? The last, the top three goalkeepers, I mean, the top two goalkeepers that, the last goalkeeper that cost about 75 million was Alisson. I'm not too sure how much Edison costs. And then you got Kepa, that waste man, that cost a lot of money. So sometimes good players, good goalkeepers are now costing over 50 million. But for us, especially for someone who plays for, was it Porto or Benfica? Someone get that correct because he plays for either. I think it's Porto. Yeah, Porto. I think under 50 million should be enough because it's the Portuguese league. There is no way we're going to be chiefed and pay 75 million for a keeper. Let's be real, who's virtually unknown. Nobody knows about. No one's highly rating him. You know, no one's saying, "Oh, this Costa guy." You know, the news are not talking about him. ESPN are not talking about Costa being the next best goalkeeper. He's virtually unknown. So if they was to charge us 75 million because they want to meet the minimum release clause because it's Manchester United that's come into the picture, they're taking the piss. At the end of the day, we need to be firm and say, you know what, it's 50 million, take it or leave it, bro. Because we have to be firm, especially when they find out that we have new owners. And I'm talking like we're being taken over by the Qatar. So when they find out that we are swimming in money, they will try and take advantage of the situation.
True.
So definitely we can't be signing any goalkeeper that we've never heard of for 75 million pounds, 75 million euros. It got to be under 50 million so we can save our money. If it's the AC Milan goalkeeper, then yeah, I understand because he's playing at AC Milan, top goalkeeper, competing in the league as well. And of course, just competed in the Champions League, which they reached the semi-finals. And yeah, it's Milan as well. So, of course, they don't want to get rid of their best players. And he's one of their best players, which I understand we would have to fork out to get him out of that club. But someone like Diogo Costa that plays for Porto, that would be happy to be playing in the Premier League any day, yeah, should only cost 50 million. Let's not get bumped. Let's wake up, people. Thank you. 45 million itself.
And Kofi says again, if we sign De Gea on a 200k a week contract and then buy a 75 million goalkeeper, the math's not adding up. Too much trouble in the dressing room. Remember what De Gea did with the Henderson situation. So what? You know what I'm saying? We Manchester United, the players don't, the employee don't dictate to the employer. What kind of shit is this? So what if he causes trouble? Then we move him on. You know what I'm saying? Rule with an iron fist, relegate him to the reserves in that. He's been dropped before because, like we mentioned here, not even the Henderson situation. People forget when the whole him to Real Madrid thing happened, Van Gaal dropped him and was playing Romero. Drop him. I ain't worried about this. Fuck your feelings. You know what I'm saying? In that? Who cares? Fuck how you feel. And if you want to be a bad, let's say he is a bad apple in the dressing room, put him in the under 23s. Cool. Send him home. You don't want to stay and fight for his place. He ain't being held to ransom by David De Gea. Like we ain't lost much better players than him. So I don't care about all that. Do we want to win or do we not? Absolutely. Same way what City did with Cancelo when he was being a bad apple in the changing room this season. What did they do? Shift him out in January. They didn't go well. We can't have Cancelo in the dressing room being a bad apple. Nah. Get a new goalkeeper. And if De Gea can't handle that, he's not fit to be at Manchester United. Cool. Move him on. Right, what we doing here? Even by himself, like, what we doing? Ten Hag said that he cannot guarantee De Gea to be number one or any player. He said that every position must have at least 2 players competing to start. That's a big hint that he will buy a new keeper. A little bit of column A, a little bit of column B with that in regards to, of course, he's going to say that. He's not going to say, yeah, my players, certain players are certified. However, I hope we do sign a new goalkeeper. Whether we will or not, I'm unsure. But there should be competition for places. All this about, because of the money they're on and players being a bad influence in the dressing room, move them on. Typical. Simple as that. Absolutely easy move. Relegate them to reserves under 23s. Let's say that happens, for example, and we do sign Costa. Just example, hypothetically. And then De Gea kicks up a fuss and don't want to play for his place. All right. Bye. There's the door. We'll pack your bags. What we doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, what we doing? We did it to Ronaldo, pack bandit. Same thing. Ten Hag did that.
Yeah.
Ronaldo, bad influence. All right, you won't play. Bye. Maguire, club captain, now 5th choice. 5th choice centre back. The number on his shirt matches the position he is in. What are we doing? What are we doing here, man? This is Manchester United Football Club. Like, we don't, word to Saeed, we don't have these issues. Or shouldn't have these issues, I should say. Oh, bad influence because they're on big money. Who cares, man? Fuck your feelings.
It's true. It's true. This is Manchester United Football Club. Word to Saeed, you know. Players will get paid a higher amount of wages, and you have to compete for your position, you know. You're at the top echelon of sports, bruv. You get me, of an organization. You got to work hard regardless if you get paid 300k, 400k, 450, 120, even if it's 6 bags a week and you're in the first team, you got to earn your position. It doesn't matter about wages.
And I despise De Gea as well, but the same players have turned on other managers as well and got them sacked. I just don't want our season derailed and we start over with a new manager again. So what's the alternative then? We just let the players do what they want? No, fuck him off. You know what I'm saying? Fuck your feelings, man. Run the risk, and this is why you bring in new players. This can happen. Like, no. So what's the alternative? Keep De Gea just so he doesn't cause an issue and play the season, don't get derailed. Well, the season's going to be terrible anyway because De Gea and the rest of these men ain't good enough. Bring in new players. Bring in new players. I don't understand this logic whatsoever. Makes no sense.
But you know what's so funny? What I can add to that is that, other players have turned on other managers, but at this time, we have a manager that doesn't take shit. Yeah, I know Jose Mourinho doesn't take shit, but the way Ten Hag goes about his stuff, he goes through the proper process, you know? He will phase you out in a situation and just take you away and then get rid of you. I don't think players can turn on the manager and this manager now, because I don't think the board will look at that situation because they know what they have right now. It's a very good manager. The players know themselves that they're walking on thin ice at the moment, especially right now, and especially when we're going towards our last match, and they know that their position is not safe. And most of these players, they buy into Ten Hag's philosophy, and it only takes a couple of months. And look at them now; they love that manager. Yes, things can always go pear-shaped, but I don't see it as them going to turn towards the manager and the club will look at them and say, you know what, it's your fault. The players don't like you. You need to go. This time, it will probably look into the manager and say, you know what, you have money in the bank. You know, we're going to look at these players funny. You know what? Screw you, men don't like Ten Hag. We're going to get rid of you. Simple as. That's how I see it now, man, with the manager that we have. In the past, it was different. You know, I think there was more player power in the past, Flawless. But now, I think the shift in player power and manager power has changed. You just look at the way we dealt with Ronaldo, for example. You know, Ronaldo never won. He never won that battle. He lost that battle. You look at Marcus Rashford when he was dropped out the team, when he didn't turn up to a meeting, and it happened twice. He got taken out. You look at Garnacho, who didn't turn up who misbehaved during preseason. You know, he didn't get it into the first team until what? Let's say late October or something like that. I would say before the World Cup started. So yeah, man, we have a manager. I think the club will take his opinion first, and then fuck off your opinion anytime they feel like it. You know. So yeah, man.
And yeah, Kofi, I hear this. Yeah, Flawless. My point was De Gea should have never gotten a new contract and got a new goalkeeper. I agree with you. De Gea should have not got a new contract. I believe we should have just because he won't get that. He doesn't get that money anywhere else. So I agree with you in that instance. But the fact he got a new deal still shouldn't stop us going to get a new goalkeeper is the point I'm making. But I hear your point and I understand your frustration, Kofi, because I don't like it either. I didn't like the new deal. No, I really didn't. And to Tashi, who says, I can't pronounce your first name, so that's why I went with the second one. Says thoughts about Koku, Timber, etc. from the Dutch league. Koku not watched. Same way with Timber. I've heard the name. Same with Timber as well. Not watched either of them to say. So I can't comment on either of those two. What are you saying from?
Based on his trajectory and the news we hear about Yuri and Timber, and the position he can play as a right back, centre back, holding midfielder as well, and also left back position as well, which he hasn't mastered, but he can play in that position. Very good on the ball as well, exceptionally good as well with interplay, read the games really well, intelligent. I think he's got all the characteristics that Ten Hag wants. We're probably looking at it thinking, okay, he's about what 5'10", just he's not in the 6 foot region as a defender, and you're probably thinking he's not tall, but he's quite strong. It would be a decent acquisition as well, you know, if we was to sign him, because he can play in many positions, especially as a right back, and compete with Aaron Wan-Bissaka and probably Diego Dalot, whoever stays. And you know one thing about Timber, he'll help improve Manchester United's ball retention as well, because we struggle at retaining the ball, and we need, obviously, because we lack the players, and the players who have the right quality to retain the ball and have the right mentality to know when to dictate the tempo and retain possession as well. So yeah, man, it would be a good acquisition. It would be good for us as well. But this, I don't know, Goku or Kaku.
It's Koku, man.
I know, nah, bruv. I'm gonna read it I'm gonna say how I read it, man. Goku, fam.
Taking the Dragon Ball Z. Yes.
Dragon Ball Z, but really I don't know nothing about him. I'd be lying to you.
Yeah. And to Ryan, he says, with the hair, what actually happened, we all know it was more than a dodgy fax machine. The game just passed him by. That's all. The game just moved on. If you put the hair in the 90s, early 2000s, fine. But the game's evolved now, and you either evolve or die.
Yeah, and I think
shot stopping is incredible, but it's the rest of his game that is the problem. Yeah, go on.
In Flawless, you look at his career at Manchester United. He's had Sir Alex Ferguson, who necessarily doesn't play out from the back and he likes to go long. And I remember when we first got David De Gea, his kicking was absolutely sensational, bruv. It was so accurate at times, even his passing. But then you get to the part where you have Louis van Gaal come in. Actually, no, you have David Moyes as well, who plays a different style. And of course, we've had different coaches as well who's had an effect on his way of style. Because again, coming from Atletico Madrid, you should be comfortable playing out from the back. You should be comfortable playing out with your feet, because why? You're Spanish, and the Spanish are great at playing with their feet. Let's be real. Like, for example, the way we question Fred if he's Brazilian is because he doesn't do Brazilian things, you know, and David De Gea doesn't do Spanish things, you know, which is playing out from the back and being good at passing. And then you look at Jose Mourinho, who doesn't play out from the back as well, and you look at Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, who has no philosophy. Through those years, it will have an effect of the way you play. You know, he used to be good at playing out from the back when he first started, and then it just regressed, and he focused on his shot stopping. So I think a lot of things has impacted the way that David De Gea is, the player he is right now. So yeah, man, we have to consider that. But again, old dogs can't learn new tricks, and David De Gea is old, and there's no way we can improve him in playing out from the back anymore, and it's done and dusted. So yeah.
Yeah, first. Matthew says this. Just read Manchester United won't be making Weghorst or Bitz's loans permanent. Sources the Mail. It wouldn't surprise me if either of those weren't. And I'm not really too fussed about either of those. Salute to both those players though, because they came in, did a job. They did what they were supposed to do. You know what I'm saying, and helped us through the season and helped us have a successful season. That's legit what it is. Stephanie G says Karim Benzema is allegedly leaving Real Madrid. Would you go in for him over other striker targets? I would go in for Karim Benzema in addition, because we need 3 strikers. So I would get him as one of those 3. Like if we go get 20, 25 games a season from Karim Benzema, cool, but it has to be Karim Benzema, another senior striker, and then you go get a youngster. And I'm cool with that. That should be the options if we're smart. If Karim Benzema is available, you go and get him on a free. Of course, what are you saying, Ivorian?
Obviously on the free. The way I'm looking at it is like, yes, if it's for instant impact, because the way we're signing Harry Kane is not for the future. The guy's in his 30s just as well as Karim Benzema. It looks like it's a stopgap for 1 or 2 seasons. So if it was Benzema, yes, for 1 or 2 seasons, I believe Benzema can get the same amount of goals that Harry Kane's got, if not just slightly a bit less because it's a new league and very physical as well, whereas compared to the La Liga, it's about technical ability. Yeah, I'm with you on that. I would go for him in addition to another striker because, of course, we need to sign him and then sign someone else that can compete and challenge him and then take over him in the next year or two. So I'll be totally up for that if we sign 2 strikers and a striker for the future who can technically compete with Benzema and then take his level to the next. And of course, Karim Benzema, who can fill in the void right now. So yeah, and as well, it would probably help save us money instead of splashing over 100 million on Harry Kane. I reckon we can get less for Karim Benzema due to his contract as well, and due to his age, I reckon we can get a bit less. Yeah,
it's gonna be a free. Like, go get, like, it's a no-brainer. We need 3 strikers. It's a no-brainer to go get someone like Karim Benzema on the free. And you mentioned it there. He can help out the younger strikers as well. So why not? Like 110%. Yeah, Abraham says Benzema's injury prone now. I'm open to have him alongside another striker. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's 110% what I'm saying. Like, it has to be him with 2 others. And if we get 20, 25 games out of him, cool. Because then we got 2 other strikers anyway. Matthew, yes, I have seen the leaks to the new kits.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice.
Yeah, I like the home kit's nice. I like the home kit. That black and white one that looks like Newcastle, I don't know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? That looks like a new. Have you not seen that one?
No, I ain't seen that one.
The black and white one, it looks like a Newcastle strip from. It does, and then the white one is our kids be cheeks, man. People be creating. Somebody tweeted this and was like, kids on Twitter be creating better Manchester United kits than the manufacturers themselves and actual brands. Like, just go get some people off Twitter to design the kits. I've seen a Bad Boy United kit. It was black, and then like the logo across the middle was red, and then the stripes was in gold. Fire, kind of like this. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like.
But the funny thing about it says Team Viewer, and we all know that Team Viewer is leaving us at the end of the season.
Oh, are they leaving us at the end?
Yeah. You know, the Man United fans trolling them so badly that they, you know, at that moment there when we signed with Team Viewer, they were going on Trustpilot and giving them zeros.
1 star, 0 stars. Got you. That's mad, yo. United fans are bad enough. You know what I'm saying? That's jokes. Before we continue, people, let's continue to bump up the likes. Over 65 of you lot in the building. We are only at 43 likes. Girls up to 50 likes, people. Girls up to 50 likes. Continue to subscribe as well. Like, check 1 2 1 2 50 likes. Continue to get your questions in also, please. Of course, like I said, if you super chat, we'll get straight to it as well. I'm just refreshing my screen to see what subscriber number we are on, because we were 5 short of 6,005. Hey, salute to you lot. You know what I'm saying? Because we were 5 short of 6,520. We are now at 6,521. Hey, so salute to you lot. Big up.
You guys,
big up. Big
salute
up.
to you guys.
There you go. So salute to you lot. But we're looking for 4 more subs now before we close out. I know there's at least 4 people who have not subscribed. Get us to 6,525. 4 subscribers. That's all we're looking for. 4 subscribers, people. That's it. Hit the subscribe button, please. And yes, Stephanie G, Benzema fits 100%. Benzema would. 1 second. This laptop now moving slow. Benzema would fit Ten Hag's striker profile as well as focal point and goals. Absolutely. And you get 20, 25, 30 games off him. 100%.
Hell a lot of money in the wages, though. Let's be real.
No, because we're clearing a lot of wages if we let go of a lot of these players.
Yeah.
If we let go of Martial, Maguire, McTominay, Fred, how much is that? That covers his wages.
That does.
See, you know what I'm saying? And that's forgetting by Axel Telles, Alex Telles, Chunzabi, Brandon Williams. That's 4 more. That's 8 off the top of the head.
Yep. Off the wage bill.
Off the wage bill. You know what I'm saying? That's clear. Bear in mind, no Sabitzer now. No Veghorst now. That's off the wage bill also. Like, there's plenty. There's plenty to get rid of. So much. And the players I've forgotten. I know, guaranteed. Phil Jones is now off the wage bill.
Yeah, he will be. Definitely. I'm so happy about that.
Well, that's 11 I've just named. Oh, they've got rid of the ship in the badge, so it just shows the devil. Yeah, that's crazy. The kid's fire, though. I did like that logo, the one I'm talking about.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Because if they did that to our crest right now, I won't be happy with that.
Yeah, it's all mad. I would like a majority white shirt with red details, but that kit looks like our new training shirt. I don't know why we just don't get a black. See, the Adidas top I've got on right now have a black kit with white stripes. Easy. It looks fire. See how fire this looks? Really easy. It's
We've
really
had
not
that.
difficult.
Did we have that before in the past? But we had red stripes instead,
Yeah,
right?
and that fucked it up under Van Gaal. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Get a black.
Yeah.
See how we get black with white stripes, people. It's really that easy. How simple that is. Get black with white stripes. That's it. Yeah, disgruntled blogger. This is a valid point as well. The money we cleared from
CR37
from Ronaldo's wages, 100%. Big up disgruntled blogger as well. People keep mentioning this guy Enzo. I don't know about him. I can't even lie. But
Enzo
you in the chat mentioned him. Yeah. People have mentioned him in the chat.
Gonna have to look for him after.
Nah, that's it. But yeah, the ownership's gone quiet. Thoughts on that? That the fact that the ownership's gone real quiet.
Yeah, I was saying it the other time. It's like, wow, we're being linked to all these players, but the ownership has gone quiet. Where are we getting the money from? Are we being distracted right now from the actual situation of hello, the club's up for sale? Like, what's going on? You're giving us players, but where's the money coming from? And I just feel like all these links are trying to distract us. And Manchester United, they work on clickbaits and they work on their social media to spin us as well. So it's just interesting to see all these players being linked, and then all of a sudden the bidding has gone quiet, man. I rather get the sale out the way before we get linked to any player. That's why I'm not entertaining transfers like that. I'm not at all. I'm just seeing it as it is. It's just looking for clickbaits and etc. And I think the Glazers are very smart in the way Manchester United run. It's like, let's put these out so we can get a feel, we're not going to do it, but we just want to get a feel of the fan base, because I feel like most of the decisions that Manchester United have been made has been from the fans' feelings. For example, the club wanted Mauricio Pochettino. Well, I know that Ed Woodward favored. It was well documented that Ed Woodward wanted Pochettino, but they went for what the fans wanted, Eric Ten Hag. Again,
did the fans want Ten Hag? I wanted Poch.
I wanted Ten Hag. I did not want Poch. I was like, know what? Men don't want Poch. No, I know you at times were singing,
he's magic.
You know why?
You know why? Because that chant's fire. Like, let's not do that. You know what I'm saying? The chant's fire. The chant is fire. Like, it's like the Mason Mount chant. The Mason Mount chant is fire. Well, I don't know why chant. Yeah. It's fire in it. You know what I'm saying? And that. It's the feeling hot, but they change it to Mason Mount. I'm like, yo, this is shit. It's the best thing about him. You know what I'm saying? It's the best thing about him. Yeah.
Yes.
Big up Eddie in the cut.
Big up Eddie, my guy, bro.
He says, "What's good, G's?" He says, "I dig the Andre 3000 stacks for the It's fine, man.
Almost got the beard,
But facts. The ownership though is kind of like with the ownership, we did, because we're being linked with players and we're actually making declaring interest for players and in conversation with players and approaching clubs, etc. Do they know behind the scenes who's going to own the club? Surely they do. They can't just be guessing this with not knowing how much money is actually in the pot. Like, surely
they know.
You think they know? I think they know. Or if they don't know, they have some form of idea.
No, they know. They mentioned that they probably said, you know what, this is the money that we're going to work with, without any ownership, any new bids or anything like that. This is our plan regardless. Manchester United will plan regardless of whether they are going to get new owners or not, because the money is there. Yeah, the money has been there. It's just that it's always locked up. You need permission as well. It's like asking your mom and dad to do this. Can you go out? With Manchester United, they have to go to the Glazers and say, can we spend 10 million, please? Like, I beg you, let us spend 10 million. We need that to buy Weghorst, on loan or something like that. But yeah, man, no, it's the truth though. I think that's what really happened during January, because they didn't want to relinquish. But Manchester United have planned. They know exactly how much money they will be spending, regardless of whether they have this acquisition of the club being sold to a new owner. I know they've put money aside and they will plan regardless and go ahead. Maybe that's the reason we're still being linked to these players, because the money is there. We're going to go for what we've planned for, and then what happens, isn't it? And put it in mind that we're going to sell some players. That's how I see Manchester United as right now, because they got the guys there running the club regardless. A club should always run regardless of what things have been put in place. You have to plan regardless, man. Whether you want to sell the club, you have to see it as a business. Let's pretend that we're not selling the club and think ahead for the future. Yeah.
Yeah, Matthew agrees with you. It's like and this makes logical sense. Actually, he says it's going to be too late for the new owners to be able to spend at this rate. So I just think it's the money that's been put aside already, which makes sense. It does. Like that 110% makes sense. How much do I think we'll spend, Faker? No idea. I don't know. I ain't got a Scooby.
I think we're always all going to overspend from what they tell us. If they tell us we've got 100 million, like last year, they tell us that Ten Hag guys are 150 million. We spent over 100 million, which we spent 250 million. I reckon we probably got 200 million, and then plus players sell. You know, they say 100 million first, but they probably got way more than that. Flawless, man. It's just to test the waters and see how we feel about that. You saw the way we reacted when we heard 100 million.
Yeah, but then what's crazy is we heard 100 million, then we got linked to Kim Min-jae, Declan Rice, Mason Mount, Harry Kane.
That's so over 100
this don't make sense. I was like, that don't make no sense. Do 100 million, then we got linked to those 4 players. Bear in mind, Kim Min-jae's release clause is like 45 million. Rice, we're talking 70, 80, 90 million. Mason Mount, we're talking anywhere from 50, 60, 70 million. Harry Kane, we're talking anywhere from 80, 90, 100 million. Make it make sense. This is why a lot of people just guess it. And Kaneki said it earlier about Manchester United needing 3 central midfielders. Been saying that for the longest, Kaneki. I agree with you. 110%, I agree with you. In regards to we need three new midfielders. I've said back up to Casemiro, upgrade on Eriksen, and back up to those. Because apparently, obviously, links came out and said that Fulham are interested in Fred. Thoughts?
Good. We saw the video of Fred speaking to Silva as well. And I'm hoping it's true. Yeah, but I'll be honest with you. I would miss Fred, you know, because there's nothing about Fred. Even when he has his off games, but it's when he has his good games. He can offer a lot compared to Scott McTominay. He offers more than Scott McTominay. He's tenacious. He gets about as well. He gets his head stuck down. This sounds like Mason Mount, you know. How can we talk about Mason Mount the same way we're talking about Fred? We're not telling him now what he can fuck off, bro. He can go as well. Because at the end of the day, what has Fred got? Can he pass? Not really.
Even though he had the great assist, for the game in the game.
Mason Mount does that. Mason Mount does that.
Yeah, it's a what you know what I'm saying. But yeah, go on.
In terms of can he create chances? Yes, he can, but it's not going to be as consistent as it's supposed to be. His first touch, as we all know, is horrible. Yeah, he's got a terrible first touch, but still, he's got something to offer for our team. And I think a player like him, we should keep, you know, especially for big games as well, when we need someone that can just run around the place and buzz in like a bee. But it's up to you. It's up to the club whether they want to sell him. And I'll be honest with you. If you ask me, what do I feel? I'm with it if we sell him, and I'm okay if they keep him. Yeah, because I still believe Fred's got something to offer. But if they was to offload him, you best be offloading McTominay too. If you're going to offload Fred, in fact, you should be offloading McTominay first before we get to Fred, before we address the Fred situation, because he ain't a big issue. He ain't a big deal. McTominay,
both of them. I'm all for letting them both go.
But compared to McTominay and Fred, you're not looking at Fred saying you definitely need to go. You look at McTominay and say, right.
I'm saying both of them. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying none of them are up to the level that is required. Bye. Let's get what we can get for each of them. Bye. I'm saying that's a them going improves the team. Because then we'll go and get, and when I say that, it's either youth players will come up, so it's like, all right, let's see what the potential they've got, or we go and sign squad, not even go sign squad players, sign first teamers, and then Eriksen goes into the Fred and McTominay role. That's what it is, and he's levels above those two. Like, that's the point I'm making. And then if you go get a backup to Casemiro, let's say it's Lavia, for example, imagine Eriksen and Lavia on your bench. That's your backup midfield. That's a backup midfield, people. Not starting. Your backup midfield is Lavia and Eriksen. That should be the levels of where we're at. And that is achievable because all we have to do is go sign an upgrade on Eriksen. Lavia is now in the championship.
Yeah.
Go offer Southampton 40 M's and go get Lavia. Like I mentioned that maybe Paulina swap for Fred. Cool. I'm cool with that too.
Yeah.
If we go get a Pauli, because I think Paulina is the perfect backup to Casemiro. And also he could play alongside Casemiro as well. Yes, Stephanie G, we got to sell them together, McFred. Let them go Fulham together. Yeah. Like says that Fred is wanted by Silva if he came off the team bus to talk to him. Yeah, because I can see why he would want a Fred.
Yeah.
If you're a Fulham, if you're a team chasing Europa League, or you're a team lower down, mid-table, battling relegation, I fully understand why you could utilize a Fred. Without doubt. Without doubt.
And I think Fred will go.
Sense.
I think Fred will go. He would welcome the move, you know. I feel like he's had his time at Manchester United and he probably knows it too. And for Manchester United to progress and become better, he probably feels like he has to be the sacrificial lamb to move and able to enhance that midfield.
Facts. And to Emery says, would Lavia go back to the bench after having so much first team football? Yes, because we triple his wages and it's Manchester United in the Premier League and in the Champions League. And you say it's not like you're stuck on the bench. Come take the place. Come take Casemiro's shirt. Or come take Eriksen's shirt or whoever's next to Casemiro's shirt. Come compete. So yes, Lavia would. Like I said, we're Manchester United number one. Let's get that out of the way. Number one, we're Manchester United. Number two, we probably triple his wages. Number three, you're back in the Premier League. Four, you're getting Champions League football for the first time. Of course. Easy sell. Easy sell. And you have a genuine opportunity to come and be a first teamer here. Come take Casemiro's shirt. Are you as good as you think you are? Come take Eriksen's shirt, Casemiro, whoever else is in the midfield. So, yeah, we could definitely go and get Lavia. Without doubt. Yeah, man, telling Henderson, Greenwood, Martial, Maguire, McTominay, Tellers, Williams, that's a whole lot of money cleared off. Not even a whole lot of money in terms of transfer fees, but that's a whole lot of wages cleared. How much is that? That's a whole lot of wages cleared. Let's say hypothetically, I know it's not the case, but let's say Henderson's on 50K. Let's say Greenwood's 50K. That's 100K. Let's say Martial's 150. That's
no 250, mate. You already know that.
That's 250. Let's say Maguire's 150.
190.
So he's 190. So that's what? 300. My maths is bad, people. We know this, but that's 300, 400K. McTominay, let's say he's on 50. I'm just using it as an example. That's 450. Let's say Tellers is on 50. That's 500. Let's say Williams is on 50. I know he's not, but I'm just using these. You're talking there over 500,000. Yep. I've just done that quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've just done that quickly. That's over 500,000, and there's more players to sell, and it's probably more than 500,000. I've just done 50s to make it easy. Like, come on, man. Like, let's move these. We can easily move these man on. Easily move these man on. There's no longer a bench option, only signing. We now have 5 subs, and we're competing with City, who reach 90 points usually. So everyone needs to contribute. Facts, Ibrahim. That's why I'm saying bring in first teamers. I'm saying bring him. Everybody has to be capable of being a first teamer, which Eriksen has shown us this season he can do, which Lavia, I believe, could do. If we go and get an upgrade on Eriksen, let's say it's a De Jong, can do. Same way with the strikers. If we go get a Kane, a Benzema on a free, and a youngster, cool. If we go get a Kim Min-jae, that sorts out the centre backs. If we go get a left back and a right back, that sorts out those two, and you have Malacia and you have Wan-Bissaka as backups. 110%. Go get a 10 to compete with Bruno. Go get competition. And it don't have to be expensive either. That's the thing. People act like you have to spend a lot of money and spend big to improve your team. Absolutely not. Not if you're smart with your investments. Martinez wasn't a lot. Casemiro wasn't a lot. They've been our 2 best players this season. The only player we overplayed for, because Kofi said it earlier about the summer, I think we had a great summer. The only person we overpaid for was Anthony.
Yep.
Malacia was 12 million. Martinez was worth every penny. Casemiro was worth every penny. And Eriksen was a free. What else is there to worry about?
Come to think about it, I feel like we've got Casemiro on a bargain deal.
He was a bargain. You know, him and Martinez for what they've done. For what the improvements they've brought this team and actually had us having a successful season. Absolutely. We've exceeded all my expectations. Carabao Cup and the FA Cup final and finishing 3rd.
Yeah. Brilliant season. I'm just happy about that. You know what I'm saying, bro? We got to clap for that. You can't hate on that, bro.
Man did everything. You did everything I wanted to, plus more. You exceeded all my expectations. I thought we had no chance of top 4.
And he had a lot of stuff going against him. He had the media at the start of the season and throughout the whole season, bro. Just discrediting man and trying to say that man is washed and soft and all that kind of stuff, you know. And then he turned things around. He had a Ronaldo situation. And of course, he turned that around. We had injuries, Flawless. Yeah, let's talk about that. We had injuries in midfield. There was a moment there we had a crisis in our defense in terms of injuries and selection availability. We don't even have a striker. We play with 10 men throughout the whole season, and he overcame that. You know, my God, my God, you have to give credit to that manager, bro. We had no striker. We did have a striker, but we didn't have a striker. You feel me, Flawless?
Yeah. Facts. 100%. You right. You know what I'm saying? You right. We legit didn't have a strike, and we still managed to do all of these things. So now it's like, all right, let's go and get investment required in the summer. Let's go do what needs to be. And someone asked the question earlier about how many players I think will sign. Probably similar to the last summer. I think 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
I
think 4 or 5, but we should go for 6 or 7.
Oh yeah,
depending on the outing.
Hey, bring me 12. You know what I'm saying? But we move. But yeah, I'm saying. But yes, like, I think it'll probably be 4 or 5, maybe 6. In terms of positions, I think we do sign a centre back. I think we get a couple midfielders. I think we get
fullbacks. We're definitely getting a fullback
and a striker. You think we get a fullback? Who won? Right back or left back? I don't think we do. What do you think?
That's an interesting question because we are aware that it's so funny. Dalot's signing a new contract as well. You know, eventually they're in talks. You did hear that, innit? Coming from Fabrizio Romano as well. You know, he ain't that wrong, innit? So, and then you got Aaron Wan-Bissaka as well. Are they going to still sell him or keep him? Maybe they'll decide to keep him.
Nah, we'll keep Wan-Bissaka, and we should keep Wan-Bissaka. 110%.
I don't know. It's interesting, you know. It's either where Luke Shaw is going to, but maybe if Luke Shaw's coming as a left-sided centre back,
that'll be
as an option.
That's
maybe
why
we get a new left back.
Because the only fullback I've seen us get linked to is Frimpong, which is a right back.
But we still need a right back, though.
I agree with you.
The right backs that we have don't give us what we need.
I agree with you. I want a right back and a left back. I think we need both.
Thank
we
you.
need a starting right back and we need a starting left back, and then you have Wan-Bissaka and Malacia as backups to that. That's why I would have moved on Dalot.
Yeah,
and I like Dalot, but I would have moved him on 110% and play Luke Shaw as a left-sided centre back. And then you got Luke Shaw, you have Martinez, then you got Varane. Say it is a Kim Min Jae. Lindelof is back up to that. That's cool. That's your 5. Maguire, bye. Adios. Calm. That's what I'm with. And Stephanie, need minimum 5 incoming strength in the spine. Yes, goalkeeper, 2 midfielders, striker. So that's the 4. You know what I'm saying? They're the 4 most important signings for me. That's me. Flawless, help me solve this. We Manchester United fans are always moaning about signing cheap, smart, and free agents like Juve used to do. But when we're trying to do it, too much backlash from the fans. Don't pay attention to fans. I say this to the club all the time. Don't pay attention to the fans. I include myself in that. Don't pay attention to me. I'm just here giving my opinion. But there's people who are much more knowledgeable about negotiations and signing players and selling players than I am. Just the people who are qualified to do the job. I'm not qualified to do the job. I'm on the outside looking and giving my opinion. They're on the inside. And you lot are paid extremely well to do an extremely tough job. So do your job. You're at the top of your field. If you're working at Manchester United, you are in the top % of your field in your line of work. You know what I'm saying? You are paid extremely well. You are probably paid the best whatever you do, whether it's scouting, whether it's somewhere else in recruitment, whether it's physio, whether it's coaching staff, whatever. Once you are in the institution that is Manchester United Football Club, you have a job to do at an extremely high level. And it's very tough. You're under immense pressure, but you are paid extremely well for that pressure. You're not on minimum wage there. I'm saying you're not being paid minimum wage. You're not on £8, £9 an hour. No,
exactly.
You're paid thousands of pounds per week to do
premium rate.
You're paid a premium rate to do a You're paid a premium rate to do a premium job. Do your job, man. Simple as that. You know do your job. Bav Krypton says, you lot get your final few questions in before we close out. I think Wan-Bissaka gets sold at some point, Flawless. Dalot, in terms of style, suits Ten Hag down to a T. That's why he's getting a new contract, and he's one of the best top right backs in Europe before his lengthy injury. The reason why I wouldn't sell Wan-Bissaka, even though I agree with you in regards to he don't fit the style. 1, he's improved. Number 2, he's a specialist. You need that. He's something different. He's the best defensive fullback in the league to me. I think he's the best defensive fullback in Europe. If there's a better one, let me know. But you need that. If we're playing in the Champions League, if you're going away to Real Madrid and you're going up against Vinicius Jr., who do you want to be playing at right back? It's Wan-Bissaka. If we're going away to PSG and he's going up against Mbappe or Neymar, who do you want playing right back? Wan-Bissaka. If we're playing AC Milan away, who do you want playing right back? If we're playing up against Rafael Leao. If we're playing Napoli and KK's playing, because I can't pronounce his name, who do you want at right back? Wan-Bissaka's a specialist. You roll him out for specialist occasions. We're playing away at City. Who do you want playing at right back? Wan-Bissaka. Whether it's Grealish, whether it's Foden, Bernardo Silva, whoever they have on the left. Same at Liverpool. Whether it's Diaz, whether it's Jota, whoever Nunes, whoever's play Wan-Bissaka over that side. The list goes on. All the top teams. Like I said, whether it's Manchester City, whether it's Liverpool, whether it's Arsenal, whether it's in Europe with a Real Madrid, whether it's a Bayern Munich, whether it's a PSG, whether it's a Napoli, etc. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's a specialist. That's why you keep him. But you don't have him as first choice. You roll him out. Real Madrid away. I'm not trying to see Dalot up against Vinicius Jr. I'm sorry. And I like Dalot. I think Dalot, the problem I have with Dalot is he's good at everything. But he's not great at anything. He excels at nothing.
Yeah.
And I'm
very balanced.
He's balanced. I think he's like 6, 7 out of 10 at everything. I don't think there's not a glaring weakness in his game. There's not one thing I think, oh my God, he's absolutely awful. But on the flip side, he doesn't excel at anything. There's nothing in his game I go, Dalot, you are, Dalot is incredible at such and such. Like Wan-Bissaka 1-on-1, we all trust. We're playing in the FA Cup final. Whoever's on that left-hand side is getting locked down. I have no issues with people like it's Grealish, it's Mahrez, it's Foden, it's Bernardo. Whoever they play over that left-hand side. My issues is everywhere else. But yeah, Dalot, people assume Dalot is his preferred right back. What if he wants power PMP right back? Look at his targets, Dumfries and Frimpong, both PMP, even Malacia is PMP, yeah. He excels at ball carrying flawless. Only thing I can think of. I think he's a good ball carrier, out of Krypton. I don't think he excels there. I think he's good, though. That ties into my point. I think he's good at everything. I think he's 6 and 7 out of 10 out of pretty much everything, whether it's on the ball offensively, whether it's defensively, whether it's physical attributes, whether it's technical, whether it's mental. But if Dalot was somewhere else, we're not saying go get us Dalot. But yeah, that's just me. Before we close out, continue to bump up the likes. Over 75 of you lot in the building. Big up, man. You lot have been liking and subscribing. Like check 1212. Final push, people. Final push. Get us up to 60 likes before we close out. Get us up to 60 likes. And also with the subscription, we was at 6,523. We're looking for 2 more subs. Let's see if we actually hit that subscriber mark because we've gone past 2 subscriber checks. So salute to you lot. For real. Big up to you lot. It is. I'm going to add Ivorian's channel to the title as well when my laptop decides to stop playing up. We're still too short, people. I'm going to add Ivorian's channel to the title right now. So yeah, Ivorian, before we close out, obviously this will be the last time we talk before the FA Cup final.
Oh, yes. On the FA Cup?
Yeah.
Now I can say what I have to say because I told you I ain't gonna say nothing until we get close to it. Now we know exactly what the squad's saying. We are missing. We're hoping just that Martinez, we can have Anthony. Yeah, we're missing Martinez. Anthony should be fit, but what I've seen from Sancho on the right hand side, and I like, and possibly he could play. But let's be real, guys. I know it's gonna be one long ass day watching that game as well. I think Manchester United can win on penalty shootouts. That's what I'm going to tell you, Flawless. I think Manchester United can win probably on a penalty shootouts if we was to win. And with David De Gea surprising us again because
it's because David De Gea saved the penalty from Mitrovic.
Surprise, bro. I would never put my house on him saving the pens and all that kind of stuff, or your car or anything, or your gal or whatever on this guy saving your ass. But he did what he had to do, man.
This guy wild, Joe. Man said penalty shootout, yo. Our best bet is hope.
Nah. I just don't. I don't know, man. Yeah, I'll keep going. I'll keep giving my thoughts. I honestly think Manchester United can win on penalty shootouts in extra time, but in that 90 minutes, I can see it going us getting whitewashed by Manchester City. Let's be real. Manchester City are in excellent form, and they've got the opportunity to rest their star players for 2 consecutive games. They are going for the FA Cup and they are going for the Champions League. But we as well are trying to make history by breaking and stopping Man City from winning that treble and repeating the same treble that we've won, which is winning the Champions League, the FA Cup, and the Premier League, the ultimate treble, how it's meant to be done. So yeah, man, I am nervous like every single Manchester United fans and thinking to myself, yeah, we're going to lose anyway. Like, at least we've done what we have to do this season. We move on. Whether we win it or not, I'm proud of the boys. That's what you're probably all thinking. Like, we've had an excellent season. Regardless of not winning the FA Cup, you know, we can move on and keep our head, hold our head high. And I'll be like, yep, great season. It was Man City at the end of the day. But I still believe that as a Manchester United fan, we can like they say in boxing, there's always a puncher's chance. We have a puncher's chance of beating Chelsea, and that's the truth, man. There's always a puncher's chance of beating Chelsea. Beating Man City. Sorry, beating Man City. So let's just hope, man. It's going to be a long ride, a long night, a long 90 minutes plus 30 minutes. A lot of Man City having the ball. A lot of squeaky bum time for us as well. Can't control ourselves as well. It's gonna go throughout. But hopefully we can win it and be proud and be happy. And then once we win it, I want all of you guys to go directly to Arsenal fans and say we've had a better season than you, mans. Yeah. You'd be shameless about it as well if we do win the FA Cup, because we finished third and winning 2 trophies. You get me? Progress, done better than Arsenal in all competition apart from one competition, which is the Premier League. You go out them, you troll hard on them. You stop, just randomly call your Arsenal friend. Don't say nothing and hang up the phone. Do that as well, bro. As soon as we win the FA Cup, because we deserve it. We deserve to stroll on those guys.
I said we winning the FA Cup, yeah. Okay.
I'm saying we have a puncher's chance, you know.
We do have a puncher's chance. I agree. I agree. We do have a puncher's chance.
I just believe we'll win in extra time, if anything.
Yeah, I can see extra time. Penalties, I don't think we got a prayer. The hating goal. That being said, City are bad at penalties. In terms of not shootouts, but I'm saying like when they take like their penalty record is not good in general. Like just from normal games. Well, yeah, we got a chance. Yeah. So what you saying, Manchester United win the FA Cup? Talk to us, Ivorian.
Extra time, but in reality, we're losing that. In extra time, it'll be 1-0 if we was to win, and then penalty shootouts. But the normal 90 minutes, Man City all the way, embarrassing us. It could be like that. It could get like that. Because if they scored an early goal, it could get like that. It can get really messy.
Yeah, Kofi, to me, I'm saying this could change closer to the time, but right now, on Tuesday, the 30th of May, 2023, I'm saying United win the FA Cup final. 1-0. I'm saying 1-0.
Jeez, 90 minutes, yeah?
Yeah, 90 minutes. 90 M's, yeah. I'm saying forget extra time. 90 M's. 90 minutes, yeah. Well, 90 M's, same different. But yes, 90 minutes. Manchester United won. Manchester United won Manchester City 0 in the FA Cup final. Yes, we win the FA Cup. Don't let us get that domestic double. That's all I'm saying. Don't let us pick up a domestic double. All the shit that Ten Hag took. Like, don't let us go and pick up a domestic double. Don't let us do that. 100%. I'm saying beat one of the greatest sides of all time and all them things there. But yeah, how would you set up before we go? How would you set up?
The here and go. I remember Saka playing right back because it's needed. Varane, Lindelof, Luke Shaw, midfield, Casemiro. I'm gonna go with Fred. Yeah, of course. Based on form right now, I can't just risk putting Anthony in there after returning from injury, so I will stick with Sancho on the right hand side, Bruno Fernandes, Marcus Rashford, and that useless Martial, fam. That's about it, man.
So you go with the 4-2-3-1. Fair.
Yeah, for now.
Your team ain't too far away from mine. I'd go obviously probably the same. Would I go? Nah, because Shaw's not fit. I'd probably the only difference I'd make.
Is Shaw not fit?
I know he's 50-50 because he went off against Chelsea. So I know they're saying he's 50-50. But the only difference I'd make is I would play Malacia at left back instead of Shaw. I'd play Bruno out wide. I'd play Bruno wide right. I'd play Eriksen, Fred, and Casemiro as a midfield trio. Play Rashford from the left and Martial up top. That's what I
see where you're going with that one.
Yeah,
I see where you're going with that one. Pack in the midfield, try and retain the ball as much as we can when we know that we're just going to give them the ball. But I get that, you know. Christian Eriksen, who will make the right passes and not waste the ball, unlike Bruno Fernandes in the middle of the park in the number 10 role, where Bruno can just do his spamming and spazzing out the ball left, right, and center, crossing it in, do whatever he does. And you've got Fred and Casemiro protecting the back line and workhorse like in the midfield section. I feel that, and I feel that formation there and that setup.
That's how we beat him last time. That was the setup
last time. Opportunity. Yeah. I feel that.
And to Kofi said Martial up front. Nah, ain't no way. Who we playing up top then? Someone tell me these great options we have.
We don't have options.
Because Brian
we
said,
don't have options.
Has to play up front. All right, so if Rashford plays up front, Kofi, to you, who plays up front? And to Brian, to you, if Rashford plays up front, who plays right and who plays left? We ain't got options. You know what I'm saying in that? We ain't got no options. Who's playing right? Who's playing left?
We will have that pace with the Rashford and Martial situation in the counter attack.
Yeah, Rashford from the counter attack from the left. All right, so people, if Rashford plays up top, tell me who plays wide right, who plays wide left. Like, someone tell me. Sancho left, Anthony right. That's not quick enough. It's not. Bear in mind, Anthony's just come back. And Sancho, I don't get this Sancho hype all of a sudden. All of a sudden, Sancho needs to be playing. He played decent in the past 2 games. Like, no. You play Bruno on one of the wings. I'm sorry. Bruno has to play on one of the wings. You man trying to play two in midfield is peak. You have to play 3 central midfielders against these men. Otherwise, we'll get bopped with just whether it's just Eriksen, Casemiro, or Fred and Casemiro. No. Wan-Bissaka, Varane, Shaw, Malacia, Casemiro, Fred, Eriksen, Bruno, Sancho, Rashford. So yeah, your team ain't too far from mine. It's just literally it's Sancho for Martial. Fairs. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't start Garnacho, Stephanie G, because we need to turn off that bench. We need to turn off the bench. To Steven, it's not about Sancho being better than Martial. It's not that. You know what I'm saying? It's not about Sancho being better than Martial. It's about the best fit for the team. Because what's Sancho got? Sancho on the break, on the counter-attack. Sancho without the ball is a recipe waiting to happen. Is a recipe for disaster, sorry. So come on, man. Ivor, you know I'm right. Sancho on the counter. We're playing on the counter-attack. A man is saying play Sancho. Make that make sense. That makes no sense. On the counter-attack, people.
Oh, disgruntled blogger, I would love that. I would love that as a signing out. For him to sign out like that, it would be beautiful.
Yeah. Martial is leaving. Why are we giving him a final? Because we need him. That's why. Because you can't play Sancho out wide on the counter-attack. That's why we're playing Martial.
And as I believe it, against Manchester City, it's all hands on deck, bro.
Come on, man.
It's all hands on deck. Because
Martial's leaving. What kind of nonsense? There's no guarantee Sancho stays. What are we doing? Where's this guarantee? De Gea might leave. What are we doing? So we don't. I'm gonna say Martial has pace. My point is that Sancho out wide is a terrible idea on a counter-attack. Martial can at least hold the ball up, even though he's not good. No, you cannot play Sancho on the counter. He's not fast enough. All Sancho's best games for us have not come when we're playing on a counter-attack. Is when we've been dominating the ball. Yeah, you have Sancho as a substitute. Yes. 110%. I wouldn't start Palestri in a game like this, but I think he's a good option off the bench. You could have Sancho, you could have Anthony, you have Palestri, you have Garnacho all off the bench. Why am I worried about Martial or Rashford defending? What are we talking about? Want to distract their attacking players. What are we concerned about? What are we doing here? Sancho, like I said, Sancho on a counter-attack is a terrible idea. So we have to play Martial. He's our best number 9. Because if we play Rashford up top, cool. Who's playing out wide? You're playing Garnacho, who we need off the bench, and Palestri, who's unproven. Sancho on the counter-attack. Starlord says, Bruno ain't fast enough, Martial ain't fast enough, Sancho is the fastest we have over them. It's not about pace. The reason why I'm playing Bruno out wide isn't for the counter-attack. It's to invert and get into the midfield and be a spoiler. How when we beat them, when we played them at Old Trafford, that's the job Bruno did. I'm not playing Bruno to spin him behind. No, I'm playing Bruno to be a spoiler. So then there's 4 central midfielders. Did you not watch the game when we beat City?
Yeah.
And how we beat them?
And that's Bruno how we beat them. Effective.
Bruno was effective, yeah. You play Bruno wide right to invert. I'm not playing Bruno to be fast and sprinting behind. No. You've got Rashford for that over the other side. I don't think you lot know who we're playing. Well, you're wrong, Starlord, if you're saying Sancho can play on the counter. Anthony's just come back from injury. Anthony's legit just come back from injury. Yeah, Rashford and Martial, like I say, man just be saying anything. You know what I'm saying? Sancho on a counter-attack. No. He's never played. There's not been one game this season where we go Sancho's. All his best games have come when we're dominating the ball. Bruno wide right. No, I wouldn't play Sancho attacking mid because the midfield, we're not going to have the ball. That's why I play Bruno and play 3 midfielders in there. Yeah. Rashford up top would make us a better counter-attacking system. When Martial came off versus City, we then won the game. Yeah, but no, we drew, but we was drawing at halftime. And Martial did his role, occupied. You don't think City are prepared for that? Martial occupied the defenders and did what he was supposed to do because they offered nothing going forward. We created better chances than them in the first half. What are we talking about? Sancho on the counter-attack. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, you lot playing Sancho, that's the best. And Anthony coming back from injury. Makes no sense. That's it. Yeah. We can't just sit back. Rashford and Bruno breaking from midfield. Yeah. That has to be it. That should be the game plan. But yeah, anyway, we're going to move on. I mean, we're going to close out the show. Love to everyone that has locked in. No, we weren't losing the game. We was not losing the game. Grealish scored in the second half. I swear Grealish scored in the second half.
Scored in the
We weren't losing the game. Man just be saying anything. I swear Grealish scored in the second half. Yeah. Like, what are we talking? Let me double check that. I swear when we played them, it was the second half because Grealish came on and scored late. I could be wrong though. Let me double check.
No, Greenish scored in the opening of the second half, and then we came back and won the game.
So don't try and blame Martial for that when it was 0-0, and we created better chances even in that first because they had one shot on target the whole game. So defensively, it worked. That's why I would do that.
Remember, Haaland never laid the glove on Luke Shaw playing left centre back. Haaland was just ineffective in that game. So we have moments, but this ain't Old Trafford, isn't it? We all wish the FA Cup final was at Old Trafford, and then we'd be far more confident.
Old Trafford, fam. Yeah, 110%. I'm just looking for the game now. When was it? Hold up.
This was probably January time, innit?
I'm having a look here. I can't even find it. Here it is, 14th of January 2023. Yeah, Grealish scored in the 60th minute. What are you, man, talking about? Grealish scored in the 60th. Man, just be saying anything. Grealish scored in the 60th minute. See how people just be saying stuff to try run agendas. Oh, we were losing because of Martial. No, it was a draw. Huh? Like, what were you doing here? But yeah, Martial is done. I'm not even saying that Martial is the answer. I'm just saying we have limited options. Even though Martial's done, he's still our best striker. Unfortunately, that's a damning indictment. That's a damning indictment. Like it is. We have no choice. Because if you play Rashford through the middle, where is the threat from the wings? Where's the pace?
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Where is the pace? Was already playing Bruno.
If Anthony was fully fit, I'd kind of hear it, but he's not. So you're going to play Garnacho, and then what you got off the bench? And we've seen the impact Garnacho has off the bench and can have off the bench against City in particular. Yeah. Rashford has had good games as a striker. I just prefer him running from deeper, so it's harder for Diaz, Stones, whoever's playing at the back to mark. Right, Ivorian, anything you want to add before we close out?
Oh, good, man. First of all, I just want to say last minute words, of course, seeing Marcus Rashford winning the Matt Bobby Player Award, and of course the Players of the Year award as well. Big up to Rashford, first player to score 30 goals since Sir Alex Ferguson. You know, tremendous season, because last season he was left dead. A lot of us, even I said it, and very sure Flawless said it. Yeah, we don't sell him.
Oh yeah.
Sell him. A lot of our fans said sell him. You know, there was a particular moment where Rashford came off the pitch and sat on the bench, and then with his head down, you're thinking, wow, there's a lot of things wrong. You know, you saw him getting benched, dropped, and etc., and never had the best time. But now he's just turned a new leaf after everything that's happened. Big up to Rashford, man, and long may it continues with the success that he's had. Let it be 34 goals next season, 35, 40, 50 goals. Let it continue. Long may it rain. But again, guys, for me, as always, big up to everyone. Smash that like button as well. Share across all social media platform. Subscribe to Red United TV as well, en route to 4,000 subscribers.
Links in the title, people. Links in the title.
I need you guys as well. Support me as well. I'm live on Thursday for your latest Manchester United news at 5:30 as well, so make sure you watch that, and of course watch yesterday's podcast, the catch up. It's a good watch as well, so make sure you do that as well. And of course for me, no watch along. As I said before, I'm on holiday, and then I resume back in 2 weeks' time doing streams again, and plenty. And of course, you'll see me here on a Tuesday as well. So in his way, apart from next week Tuesday.
Yeah. Large up to everyone who has locked in. We're back live, first and foremost, 8:30 p.m. Fan calling show on the Twitch, people. So for all you lot who got so much to say in the comments, number one. Number two, everyone who'll be asking me how to get on the channel, fan calling show on the Twitch, people, 8:30 p.m. UK time. So just over 2 hours from now, over on the Sarcasm City TV Twitch. Download the app for free, sign up for free, and the same way you comment and watch on YouTube, it's the exact same on Twitch. Link for everything is underneath in the description, people. Like I said, Ivorian's channel's already in the title as well. But yes, 8:30 p.m. UK time, fan call-in show. Only two rules when it comes to the fan call-in show. One, camera must be on, face facing forward, people. Camera on, face facing forward. And that's not because we care what you look like. We don't care what you look like. It's simply safety protocols, isn't it? You see Ryan's stupid face on here all the time. We don't care what you look like, people. We really don't care. It's literally safety protocols. So that's the only thing. Camera on, face facing forward. Secondly, make sure you know what you want to talk about when you call in. It can be anything sports related. Don't just call in for calling's sake, is the point I'm making. And it will be first come, first serve. Unless you remember, members will queue jump, and it'll be 10-15 minutes. That'll be the slot. So you got 10-15 minutes to get whatever off your chest, people. 10-15 minutes. So yes, fan calling show on the Twitch. That's 8:30 p.m. And then we're back here at midnight for the ManDem United crossover show. Myself and Saint, Manchester United, Liverpool show, ManDem United podcast, analysis at Anfield podcast, talking all things Manchester United, talking all things Liverpool, people. So yeah. Love to everyone who has tuned in. Hope to see you lot for the fan calling show on the Twitch. Hope to see you lot back here on the YouTube as well for the for like I said, the Manchester United Liverpool show. I know some Liverpool news is broke as well, so I'll have to switch up the title. But just continue to support, man. You know what I'm saying? And that, yeah, Kaneki, you did. The last calling show, you did get 1 hour. But I'm gonna keep it shorter to get more people on. But you had a lot to get off your chest. But yeah, like I said, if you want a queue jump for the fan calling shows, link for the membership is in the pinned comment. But big up to everyone supporting. This has been the ManDem United podcast live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube. Big up for tuning in.
Peace.